Welcome to Part 5, Toonami Edition. If Kids WB was our Saturday morning cartoon fix, and Toonami was our after-school religion, these weren't just shows. They were the anime imports that didn't just shape our childhoods, they evolved us, introduced us to deeper stories, crazier action, and characters we'd carry with us for the rest of our lives. This block of programming was a cultural reset for an entire generation of kids who suddenly found themselves obsessed with animation from the other side of the world. So grab your remote, get ready for that iconic space-themed intro, and let's jump right in. First up, the undisputed king, the absolute backbone of the entire Toonami block. Dragon Ball Z. This show was more than just a cartoon. It was a weekly event. We lived and breathed this series. Remember those power-ups that would literally last for multiple episodes? Or the fights that were so intense they felt like they could level entire planets? The stakes were always astronomical. Ku versus Frieza on planet Namek. That wasn't just a battle. It was a cultural phenomenon that is still one of the most hyped up, most talked about arcs in all of anime history. Toonami took Dragon Ball Z from a popular manga and turned it into a global rite of passage for millions of kids. Next, let us talk about the show that taught us giant robots could be so much more than just action figures. Gundam Wing wasn't just about cool mech suits. It was our first real taste of complex storytelling with politics. Deep-seated drama and intense moral conflicts that made you question who the real heroes and villains were. And let's be honest, that theme song, just communication, went way, way too hard. Toonami used Gundam Wing to introduce an entire generation to mechas with genuine depth and emotional weight. At that Wing Zero custom with the angel wings. It became the definitive desktop wallpaper for every kid with a computer in the early style. It was a masterpiece of style and substance. Then, Toonami didn't just air a new show, unleashed a cultural tidal wave. I'm talking about Naruto. Almost overnight, it felt like every school hallway in America was filled with kids doing the iconic Naruto run, arms flung back. We were all trying to form ninja hand signs under our desks and attempting to summon a Rasengan in the palms of our hands during recess. The influence was immediate and undeniable. The training arcs were grueling but so rewarding to watch. The character development was top tier. And the music? The soundtracks for Naruto were absolutely legendary, perfectly capturing every moment of triumph, heartbreak, and epic battle. Toonami made Naruto a household name. And for a different flavor of action, Toonami brought the samurai epicness of Rurouni Kenshin straight into our living rooms.
Oh.
This show had a maturity that stood out. We were captivated by Kenshin Himura's vow never to kill again, a stark contrast to his dark past as the legendary assassin Batuse the Manslayer. The emotional arcs, exploring themes of redemption, peace, and the scars of the past, were just chef's kiss. It was easily one of the deepest, most thoughtfully written shows that Toonami ever aired, teaching us that the greatest battles are often the ones fought within yourself. Of course, when the sun went down, Toonami's programming got a little darker. For the older crowd or for those of us who were definitely too young but stayed up anyway, Toonami gave us the glorious, stylized vampire chaos of Hellsing. This show was pure, unadulterated coolness. The main character, Alucard, wasn't just a vampire. He was an unstoppable force of nature with an unmatched level of swagger and power. His cool factor was on another level entirely. Let's be real. If you were watching Hellsing during its original run on Toonami, you were probably way too young to be watching it, but you have never regretted a single second of it. But Toonami also knew how to make mechanical action feel like a high-stakes sporting event. They blessed us with Zoids, New Century Zero, which felt like the perfect fusion of a sports anime and full-blown mech warfare. The entire show was structured around competitive Zoid battles with teams, strategies, and commentators that made every single match feel like the championship game. The star of the show, the Liger Zero, was iconic. The way it could change its armor for different battle situations was a brilliant concept that kept every fight fresh and exciting. Every episode felt like a must-see tournament showdown. Then there's the show that many would argue represents Toonami at its absolute peak power, Yu Yu Hakusho. This series had everything: spirit guns, demons, unforgettable villains, and one of the best tournament arcs in all of shonen anime history, the Dark Tournament. But what truly elevated it was the English dub, which is still considered by many to be one of the greatest of all time. Performances that brought so much personality and humor to the characters. And the climactic fight between Yusuke Urameshi and Toguro, that moment, that raw display of emotion and power, basically raised all of us. Finally, let us talk about a gem that was maybe a little slept on at the time, but has become an unforgettable classic. Outlaw Star gave us that perfect space western energy, filled with wild adventures. A mysterious Golda, galactic ley line, a cast of characters that was way cooler and more complex than we probably realized as kids. Gene Starwind was the ultimate reluctant hero, an underrated king of cool, with a sharp wit and an even sharper caster gun. Outlaw Star was a wild, fun ride from start to finish, and a perfect example of the unique, diverse programming Toonami offered. And that's a wrap for Part 5. Toonami didn't just give us shows to watch after school, it gave us a culture, a community, and an identity. It was our gateway to a wider world of animation. So I have to ask you, which Toonami import shaped you the most? Was it one on this list? Or maybe another classic like Sailor Moon or Tenchi Muyo? Drop a comment below and let me know. Tell me if you want to see a Part 6, Jetix and 4Kids Anime Imports Edition. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more nostalgic deep dives. See you next time.